technological world and one step ahead of everybody
Coming up
else.
today on Tech Pulse, Samsung 3D vertical NAND now in mass production. Bing Windows 8 update adds new design and search features, and Redbox Instant by Verizon now on Roku. What does that mean for Netflix? All of this and more coming up today on Tech Pulse. Right, this is Tech Pulse for August 7th, 2013. Man, time is going fast. Only 12 days left before school. And of course, this is the show that keeps you in step with that technological world while keeping you one step ahead of everybody else. And we do that by starting with the top stories of the day in the tech world. So let's just jump right in. We're talking about the Samsung 3D vertical NAND now in production, in mass production. Now, what does that mean? A lot of you are saying, well, what is NAND? What is vertical NAND? Well, I could tell you what it is, but it really still won't really make sense. But I'll give you the, because NAND is really an acronym, and what this really is that Samsung is doing is this new form of memory that Samsung is producing that allows much more storage than traditional memory systems. So that's what Samsung is doing, and they're a vertical NAND project. Now, when we talk about NAND in digital electronics, a NAND gate stands for negated and or not and. That's what NAND means. It means negated and or not and. Now that doesn't sound like a good explanation, but that's what it means. Now that's a logic gate which produces an output that is false only if all of the inputs are true, and a low output or zero results only if both inputs to the gate are high, which is 1. And if one or both inputs are low and high, the output results If one or both outputs are low, a high output results, and it's made using transistors. So that's what a NAND gate is, for those of you that were wondering about NAND gates and stuff like that. But according to this report by Engadget, because this story has hit Engadget, has hit Android Central and different places like that, and they're talking about this Samsung 3D. Now, this is really gonna improve the way memory is done. And Samsung ships their first 3D vertical NAND flash and defies the memory scaling limits. Now, the main challenge in producing the higher capacity flash storage is one of scale. As density goes up, so does cell interference, and the chances of breakdown increases as that happens. Now, Samsung may have overcome that barrier, if only temporarily, by the mass production of the first 3D vertical NAND memory, or venan. Vertical NAND, venan. Instead of putting memory cells on a conventional 2D plane, the company reworked its long-serving charge trap flash technology to create a 3D cell structure with more breathing room, if you will. The result is flash that improves both reliability and speed at higher densities. Now, Samsung claims that the new technology is 2 to 10 times more reliable than its ancestors and twice as quick at writing data. The initial VNAND chip offers 128 gigabit or 16 gigabytes, 128 gigabit or 16 gigabytes capacity that we've seen before, but its underlying technology or technique should scale quickly when a chip can include as many as 24 stacked cell layers. So although Samsung hasn't named the first device with the VNAND inside, we won't be surprised if the next phone or solid state drive is particularly spacious using this technology, and that's what Samsung is bringing to the table. Now, I mean, Samsung is one of those companies that they don't stand still. A lot of companies they have a hit like Samsung in the Galaxy S4, and a lot of their products are now rolling. Samsung is rolling now with a lot of their products because their products, sell well, especially the Samsung Galaxy S4, and coming out with this new 3D vertical NAND flash memory system that allows them to fit much more memory on a particular chip is definitely going to be, and that's a picture of it right there. I mean, look how small that is. That's a picture of it right there. And, that's what Samsung is dealing with. And definitely, this is going to keep Samsung ahead of the game. And I like to see when companies, even though they are successful, even though they're doing a lot, they don't rest on their laurels and say that, we've made it. So then they start, coming out with mediocre stuff. That's kind of what Google does. Not coming out with mediocre stuff, but Google is a company that continues to innovate. They continue to improve and come out with better products and improvements to the products they already have. So it's good to see that Samsung itself is not, the engineers are not sleeping. The engineers are continuing to innovate, continuing to put things, on that limit and come out with products that will advance the technology we already have. So this new mass-produced production of the vertical NAND flash chips, and I'm going to show you another picture of the chips itself. This 3D vertical NAND definitely is going to be something good. Now, even though people have talked about the move by Samsung and other manufacturers to smaller technology for fitting a denser amount of storage on the same physical area with a move to a 10 nanometer class manufacturing process, but as the name would lead you to expect, this new 3D NAND system goes a step further than that. Rather than just sticking to traditional, that flat structure, they're building stacked. And that's what makes it that 3D. They're building stacked components vertically up to 24 cell layers high on their chips. And of course, these are at the micro scale, in nanometers even, that type of scale. So the human eye looking at it, you still really can't see it. But the point is that they're, instead of moving across this way, they're now moving up so that they can keep the chip the same size in circumference, in area, but now they're stacking up. And because it's on that micro, very small scale, it's not up to where the human eye is going to see it. So just like moving to a smaller architecture, moving to venan has inherent advantages in both reliability and speeds for the resulting chip. And according to Samsung, that these first venan chips are going to be that between 2 and 10 times more reliable and have 2 times the writing performance compared to the existing 10 nanometer class flash memory. Definitely, I mean, 2 to 10 times more reliable, and 2 times the writing performance. That's definitely going to be big time. So if this thing can be used in solid state drives, because solid state drives already are faster than traditional SATA drives. So solid state drives, you can use that technology in there. You're going to have bigger memory capacities because solid state drives are more expensive when it comes to memory and things like that. So let me just show you this picture of how these chips look while we're talking. This definitely, to me, is going to be a good, definitely is going to be a good thing. If we can get, but if Samsung, when they deliver this thing, now that's a picture, that's a picture of the chip technology right there. There you go, that's a picture of the chip right there. And, something like this definitely is, definitely is what Samsung is looking for. And what, a lot of other tech companies are looking for in order to improve their memory storage and stuff like that. So, I'm with Samsung on this. I'm with Samsung on this. This is definitely a good thing. And we just have to wait and see how it works out as far as when these chips are manufactured, how it works out as far as memory, as far as storage, as far as price, goes with this extra storage, as far as price goes. If they can make this thing affordable, so that it doesn't add any more cost, because solid state drives right now cost more than SATA drives already. So, and you don't get as much memory capacity. So if this thing can come in and not increase the cost of SATA drive, I mean not SATA, of solid state drives, but increase the memory capacity. So right now you can get a, like let's say a 1 terabyte SATA drive, equivalent, you probably get like 128 or maybe a 250 gig solid state drive, probably more like 128 gig solid state drive, whereas you can get around a 1 terabyte SATA drive for that price. So if they can increase the storage capacity of solid state drives without increasing the cost of it, that's where you're going to see SATA drives start to dip out. Even though in the end, a lot of people would prefer to have, you know, more memory, but solid state drives are, you know, they're more reliable, they're quicker than SATA drives and stuff like that. So this is definitely something that could be in the long run something that I believe could help solid state drives, could help flash drives, memory sticks, all of these things. So it's just a matter of cost now. It's just a matter of making sure that the cost doesn't exceed, you know, doesn't add to the already high cost of SATA, of solid state drives and things like that. So up to 24 layers high, this is definitely going to be something that we have to watch out for in the future. All right, so right now we're coming up on a break right now, but coming up after the break, we're talking Bing Windows 8 updates add new design and features. According to VGR News and CNET, Bing is bringing that update. You know, many people like Bing because they say that Bing gives them better picture search results. There are many people that like Google search because they feel that Google gives them the nuts and bolts when it comes to searches. Well, Windows is saying that they have brought this new design to Bing Windows 8. What is that design going to be? Is it something that's going to be good? We're gonna talk about that and more coming up after the break, right here on Tech Pulse. So just stay tuned.